Hello, Facebook family and friends. Here I am this evening. And just came from a meeting. And what I'm going to say is, I'm going to make this statement. Why would you allow a crook that has been cooking the books for 20 years, who has now resigned, to be asked to come back to fix the books that they cooked? Why would you ask that same person to come in and fix the book that they've been cooking on for 20 years? Now, I did finance and accounting for 20 years. And I know that there has to be checks and balances. And every transaction has to be followed up by some type of documentation, a receipt, a contract, anything paid or subtracted. So tell me, why would you allow someone who's been cooking the books for 20 years to come back in to cook the books again, to make the right wrong? If for 20 years they've been cooking the books and they resigned, and now you're going to ask that same person to come back and fix the books that they've been cooking on for 20 years? Come on. Make it make sense. I did finance and accounting in the military for 20 years. I know how the books can be cooked. But that's when you have your good auditors that will come through to check to make sure everything is being lined up the way that it's supposed to be lined up. How can you have the crook that has been cooking the books for 20 years to come back in to fix the books that they've been cooking on for 20 years? And I'm just going to leave it at that. I had to walk out. I don't even understand how, I can't even get an idea of how Jasmine Crockett had to stand in front of those people and talk to those people in Congress, and talk to those people that was so ignorant. I don't see how she did it. I congratulate her for standing, fighting, and speaking out when everyone else was afraid to speak out. I'm just so grateful and thankful that we still have people that have backbones. And slowly but slowly, we are losing people that have backbone, that have any backbone, that will stand for what's right. Well, anyway, I just had to walk out there because I was getting a little stressed out in there. I was getting a little stressed because you could see the game that they were playing. The game. The board members, the game that they were playing right in front of your face. The game. So on that note, I would like to encourage people here in this teeny tiny town of Halifax and South Boston to come out to these meetings. And if you can, get on the board, which they don't want you on the board. They don't want people that's going to be on the board that is fair. Hello, Marshall, Mickey. I don't know if I know you, but, excuse me, there's not very many people today that will stand up for what's wrong, for what is right. And throughout my military career, I had a hard time in the military. I was a wonderful soldier, but I always felt like I was swimming against the current. I was swimming against the current the majority of the time when I was in the military, because I was dealing with a whole lot of crooked people. And when you're around a lot of crooked people, if you're not crooked like they are, then you're just in the way. So I always felt like I was swimming upstream. And it was even worse after I got saved, come to know the Lord, come to know Jesus Christ. It was even worse on me. But the one thing about it, I never allowed them to instill fear in me. Fear of me losing my rank because I want to speak up. But you have to do it in a respectful manner, and that's what I've always done. You can't afford not to. You can't be disrespectful in the military. You have to obey those lawful orders, and you have to give respect to those who are in authority. But I've always felt, majority of the time, when I was doing my 20 years in the military, I always felt like I was swimming up against stream. It's easy to swim downstream. It's easy to go with the flow. Everybody's doing it. It's easy. But God said that he wouldn't leave us nor forsake us. He said he would be with us always, even until the ends of the world. So we have to stand alone. The Bible tells us that one with God is the majority. So sometimes in life, we may feel like we are standing alone. But if we are standing for what is right, we have the whole host of heaven on our side. The wicked man will not prevail. They will cease to be. They will reap what they sow. They'll reap what they sow. They'll reap more than they sow. And they will reap later than they sow. Well, on that note, this town it's not much going on in this town. So I'm going to head on home now. Thanks for watching. I just sort of had to get this off of my chest. I was contemplating whether or not I should even say anything, come on live to say anything, because in this little teeny tiny town around here in South Boston, Virginia, and people knowing your own site. And I don't trust many of them. I do not trust many people here in this town. I don't trust them. Because many times those same people that's looking at you are crooks. They're crooks. They're doing all kinds of illegal stuff. And then when you stand before them, they make it seem like you are the bad person. And they're crooks. Many times they're the one that's crooks, the biggest crooks. Who can be the biggest crooks? You can name them. Your biggest crooks can be judges, lawyers. They can be the biggest crooks because they can get away with stuff. And they have some people to cover them up. It can be the good old boy system. Now, I'm not saying that all judges and lawyers and police officers are bad, but there are so many that are not good. There's too many of them that's not good. That's why they're building bigger jails, prison system. That's the new slavery. That's the new slavery. Well. Hello, Sonia Rose. How are you doing tonight? I just got a little heated in that meeting tonight. I started coughing. Something got down my throat. I suppose when you want to say something and you can't say anything, it wasn't time to speak and not knowing what to say. And, I'm wanting to make some gestures, but, all of that can get you thrown out of the meeting, escorted out of the meeting by the police officers, by the authority. So, you're just trying to. So I just said to myself, it's best for me to go ahead and walk out, because I was actually getting heated in there. But the way that I was feeling, I was very angry. I was very, very angry sitting in there looking at all of those self-righteous people. Self-righteousness. I mean, you can just see self-righteous all over their faces. You can see self-righteous written all over their face. But anyway, I'm going to go home. I'm on my way home now. And try to calm down. Look like I may have to go and get myself a massage before the end of this week, because I don't have a massage appointment set up for this week. So prayerfully I can get in touch with she's a beautiful massage therapist right here in town of South Boston. So if I can get in touch with her tomorrow, sometimes I'm going for a massage. I had a massage last week Saturday. I had a massage Saturday before that, and she was working out some tension in my neck. I didn't even realize I was having a tension in my neck, like I was. And she's been working on my neck, working on my whole body. So I think I need to get a massage between tomorrow and before this weekend again. But anyway, I love you all. God bless you. And we just have to continue to look unto the Lord Jesus Christ, and we have to pray for those people who has authority, who are in authority. We have to pray for them. We have to pray for the wicked people that are in authority. And we have to pray for those who are not wicked that are in authority. We have to pray for them because we know that those who are not wicked and are in authority, we know that the wicked people do not want them there. The wicked do not want the righteous around. Because if the righteous is around, they cannot have their agenda done the way they would want to have their agenda. So on that note, people here in South Boston, and even in your communities all over, where you may be listening to this little rant and little rave that I've got going on here, I'm a peaceful person. I am. I am a very peaceful person. But I don't like evil. I don't like wrong. I don't like evil. I don't like wrong. I hate to see wicked just displayed there in my face. Self-righteousness just displayed right there in your face. So I would just like to encourage people to get out to the meetings in your community. Don't wait. Don't wait, because they are making decisions all behind your back. I can't say behind your back. If we don't go out to the meetings to voice our opinion, then we don't have a voice when something gets passed and we don't like it. And then we complain about that thing. But did you ever go to meetings? Now, I got to tell you about myself. Here I am, 72 years of age, and I'm just now going to a meeting. This is the third meeting, third or fourth. And I am ashamed of myself. Well, in the military, I didn't have to go to any meetings. But I've been out of the military long enough that I have just now started going to the meetings. And I wish someone had told me, well, my son told me years ago, Mom, you should go to these meetings. You should go to these meetings. And hi, Walisha. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Are you still out there on your motorcycle? But yes, I would like to encourage you people to come out to the meetings. And I'm going to put this out there. So I was riding down the street one day, and with this young lady, and we looked over to this church, and we saw this parking lot full of cars. It was like on a off day. It wasn't a Sunday. So I said, let's go check it out and see what's going on over at the church. So we drives up. I asked the lady, I said, what's going on at the church? Now, mind you, over probably about 200 or 300 cars was out there at the church. You know what she told us? Oh, we're here getting our certification for our weapons training. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. A whole church full of people getting certified for weapons training. Oh, daughter, you watching me. I might have said too much. Oh, you're saying there's no sound. Oh. Okay, can you hear me now, Mochifa? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, so you can hear me now? Good. Well, I don't know how much I left off before you couldn't hear me. Okay. Marsha Mickey says he can hear me. Well, I don't know how much I left off. But what I was saying is that we was riding around town in this little teeny tiny town in South Boston. So all these cars out at this church. Well, I'm thinking, maybe they're having a church function or something. It was so many people there. So we decided to go back to see what was going on at the church. Maybe I missed something good. So a lady was walking up. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. What's going on at the church?" She said, "Oh, we're getting certified for our weapons training." I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." Weapons training in the church? A whole church full of people. More people there in church that day than I'm sure they have on Sunday morning. The church was full. I'm like, what are they getting ready for? What are we getting ready for in this teeny tiny town of South Boston? Whereas we have the whole church full of people going for their weapons training. So I just want to put that out there. Hi, Lisa. Thaxton, how you doing? I haven't seen you in my neighborhood lately. I pray that all is going well for you. So yes, I just want to put that out there. The churches are holding weapons training. Whole church full of people. I thought that was ironic. Anyway, I thought that was ironic that they would have it in the church house. Go find go to the school. Rent a room from the school. The school or the public library, and have the teaching on weapons class in one of those public buildings, but you're going to have it in the church? More people at that church probably going to ever be in that church on a Sunday morning. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. For what it's worth. For what it's worth. In this teeny tiny town, everybody trying to get strapped up. How about that? Trying to get strapped. But anyway, on that note, I'm going in. I've probably ranted too much. And Mochifa, you can tell me about it tomorrow, or when you talk to me. And if I need to take it down, then I'll take this down. But anyway, we'll sleep on it tonight. And then if I need to take this down from Facebook, public, then I'll take it down tomorrow, okay? I love you all. God bless. Always remember Jesus Christ. Always keep him on your mind. Take care of yourself. And walk in the spirit of integrity. Walk in the spirit of love. Love over hate. Peace over war. There's a time for peace. There's a time for war. Love. Love. But anyway, I'm going. I'm like that preacher. I'm closing now. On that note, good night. Love you. Bye.